Okay, so as you can see, we've got footballs for this class. Whatever we do with a football, you can do without. So your foot could just be on the floor right now rather than on a football. Football makes it a little trickier. So you're going to lift the other leg up towards the ceiling. Keep the waistline in nice and tight, belly button to spine. Lift up the head and shoulders and take the arms across to the bent leg, and then just a little pulse. Tiny little reach into the fingertips. If you want to work a little bit harder, lengthen the leg away. And you can do that with or without the football. Okay, so you're just reaching into the fingertips, getting a squeeze. So you're trying to squeeze right into the outer waistline, into the obliques. Focus on your breathing as you do this. Shoulders stay relaxed, chin tucks down. So just keep moving, keep working. Belly button to spine, so waistline doing a lot there. So all your abs working all together. So just shoulders are moving because they're attached to you. They're not actually creating the movement that's in the center. All right, so just another deep breath there. And we're just going to bring ourselves back to center. So, if you've got the football, roll it in. So both feet are on the football, let your head come down onto the floor. Now take the arms behind you, place them on the floor behind. You look straight at the ceiling, keep the waistline in, take a breath, and just lift up towards the ceiling, but keep your eyes on the ceiling so your neck position is long. And your arms are just acting as a weight for you there. So if you wanted a little more work, you could just grab some hand weights as you do that. Or if your neck's feeling a little tight, then support the neck, take the elbows really wide to the side, so you still just feel that all the way down the six-pack muscle. So you're up and down and squeezing into the waistline. Breathe nice and deep. Eyes stay straight at the ceiling. So you're not curling up. The neck is lengthened. You're working through the lower back right now. The middle of the back, six-pack muscle, deep abs, pull them in, belly button to spine so the lower back is supported. Another deep breath, and then we're just going to let the head come down onto the mat and then switch inside. So we're going back to the leg raise. You're going to lift up, keep the waistline in, take the hands across to the bent leg, focus on the middle, lengthen the leg away, and then just that little pulse. So you just, hands just towards the side of the body, but not quite touching it. You can turn the head to look the other way to get a little extra twist, but I won't because then I can't see you. All right, so keep the waistline in, focus on the breathing, shoulders doing nothing. It's all there, right across, ribs to hips every time. And squeeze and breathe. Belly button to spine the whole time, so your deep abs working away. Focus on your breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. So just a few more here. We're almost there, so keep that middle in nice and tight. All right, there you go. Take a breath, let the head come down, and then you just put the football to the side, if you were using one there, and then hug the knees in. If you can just rock yourself up to sitting. So the feet are going to be hip width apart. Your waistline is in. You're going to take a deep breath, bring the arms in front. So one hand on the other. You're going to tuck the chin, waist in, and just circle around down towards the floor and then back up, and then the opposite direction. So you could go all the way to the mat if you're feeling strong, or you could just keep it a little bit smaller. But what you want to be as big as possible is that rotation all the way. So you are working all your abs again all at once. So just waistline all the way around the middle. Your obliques shaping and defining. Your deep abs getting firmer and stronger every time. And your six-pack muscle. All right, so breathe. Now you're going to try and keep the arms relaxed at the same time. So just have them just a little bit bent. And it's just a light touch, hand over hand. You're not hanging on. You're breathing through it. If you can, you breathe out as you bring yourself back up. And you just keep thinking about that middle. It's getting smaller. It's getting stronger. You're burning calories. You are building strength, stamina, control. Keep it moving. All right, so we've just got two left here. Make them as big as you possibly can. Coming up. All right, and then last time. Come back up, take a breath. All right, we're back to our footballs. Again, you don't need a football. Your foot can be on the floor. It makes it a little easier. So right foot on the football. Left leg is going to lengthen up. Waistline is in, curl back just a fraction, and then you're just going to take the hands up towards the ceiling and then back down. So you're going to try and keep the knees level or nearly level. Right, so we're just going to go for 10 on each side here. So, yep, you're going to feel a little bit going on through your thigh. That's a wee bonus. Waistline, as the hands lift up, six-pack muscle working a little more intensely. All right, chin down, no pressure on your neck. That's relaxed. Face is relaxed. Okay, so we've just got 2 left. And then last one. And then let's just switch sides. So, scoot the ball across, lengthen the other leg, floating the hands up towards the ceiling, back down towards the mat. A little higher, keeping that chin tucked down, keeping the waistline pulling in. Focus on your breathing. So you're going to breathe out as the hands lift up. If you can coordinate your breathing. If you can't, it doesn't matter. Just breathe nice and deep, in through the nose, out through the mouth, throughout all of the exercises. 2 to go here. You should become a little bit shaky. It's kind of hard work in this position. All right, take a breath, come back up. Now, football goes to the side, but we're not making life any easier. You're going to come onto your forearms. Waistline is going to do a whole lot of work again. Belly button to spine. One leg lifts, knee over hip, and then the other. So the right leg is going to lengthen away towards the floor and then back slowly. And then the left, and then the right. And you're trying to get the foot as close to the floor as you can, but keep in control, right? So the waistline stays in. The further away your foot lengthens, the more you feel going on in your waistline. So that's what you want. So just reaching away, trying to relax the shoulders. So try and lengthen up through the neck at the same time there. Keep pulling the waist in. Okay, so we're going to change this in a wee moment. One more each side here, and then we're going to just, very similar, but a little trickier. Okay, so here, take the knees out and turn the toes out so the heels are touching. Okay, so there you're going to lengthen the legs away in that position. The feet will come together as you do and then come back in. If you need a little less work, you point the toes more towards the ceiling. And then that is less load for your waistline. But we like to work hard, so we're going to stay low, trying to get the heels to touch. Yeah, I think they're probably pulling faces behind me right now. All right, belly button to spine. This is so good for your waistline, for your strength, for your thighs. Another couple. So we're nearly ready to come into some press-ups. So one last time, push away, come back in, feet come down, bring yourself up to sitting. So we can come around into press-up position. Now we're just going to do little mini press-ups, so don't get too worried about the press-ups. It's the one after the press-ups that's really hard. All right, so we are coming forward into a press-up position. Now press-ups, ideally you're in your full press-up. Knees down if you need it, it's completely fine. Okay, hands a little wider maybe, makes it a little easier too, so I'm just going to bring mine in a fraction. All right, waist is in. Bend the arms an inch or two. Okay, so just little baby press-ups. And they can be quite fast. A little bit of momentum here is not such a bad idea. All right, belly button to spine. Breathe nice and deep. Keep going, just pushing the floor away from you every time so you stay strong. You keep that energy. Belly button to spine. Feel the arms. All right, so mine is shaking already. They're working hard. We've got another 10. Keep going, push, breathe. Last 5. And there's your last one. So just let the knees come down. You're going to push yourself slowly back into child's pose. And just take a moment. So from child's pose, we're going back to our footballs. Again, this does not need a football. Footballs just make it harder. So we're going to come forward into box position. You're going to squeeze on the football if you're choosing to use one. You're going to curl the toes underneath so they're in contact with the mat. You're going to make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders. The waistline is in. All we're going to do, hover the knees off the floor and squeeze the football. Or you could use a cushion, or you could just not use anything and just have the knees hovering because it's plenty work all by itself. Okay, so we call it thigh plank. Squeeze if you've got something to squeeze against. Belly button to spine the whole time. Breathe deeper. The deeper you breathe, the more stamina you've got, the longer you'll last, the firmer and stronger your legs are gonna get. Okay, so you are burning calories, boosting metabolism. You should be shaking through your thighs right now. Shoulders doing a little bit there too. Waistline is in, keep it in nice and tight. Just hold, 5 more seconds. We're almost there. Okay, now just slowly let the knees come back down. Okay, now, can't resist because we're in the right position. So, squeeze the football or cushion. Again, this works without. So you're gonna hover the hips. You're gonna curl the pelvis. And then lean back a little bit. And then we're pulsing. Up an inch, down an inch. Small, small movement right the way through those thighs. Sometimes this can give you a little bit of cramp, so I'm really hoping it doesn't when we're on camera. All right, waist in, breathe deep, hands can just be out gently in front, can be hands on your hips. You could be doing a little cross scissor maybe up towards the ceiling, work a little harder, or it adds a bit of distraction, so maybe that's quite a nice thing to be doing. So, squeezing on the football or the cushion, leaning back as far as you can, so the further you lean back, the better. The more stretch and tone for your thighs. Now what we don't have today is hand weights, so you could be holding hand weights as you do that as well. Or just hands on hips, because your legs are working crazy hard, so we don't need to work everything all the time. Focus on your breathing and keep that waistline in, breathe nice and deep. We've got 5 seconds, we're almost there. All right, so just another couple of pulses. And then we're just gonna come back down. Ooh. Get rid of the footballs. Okay, so just child's pose. Just take a moment again, take a deep breath. And we're gonna hop into the hips. We haven't got very much time on the hip section on this one. So, I want you to bring yourself up and then just swing the legs round. So your hand is gonna be on the mat. Your front leg is at 90 degrees. And the back leg, it's about 3/4 length, right? So the waist is in. Now, if you need a little more support, you just take the hand further away from your body. Less support, it comes to balance. So we're just gonna keep the leg 3/4, lift it up, and then a little pulse up and down. So you're just lifting an inch, lowering an inch. If you can, you just sit at balance. You try and sit up a little bit taller, right up through the spine, head up towards the ceiling, and that leg. So, outer thigh, seat muscle. So just keep pulsing, up, down, breathe deep. So lifting and sculpting every time. Keep the waist in, you need that support, you need that strength. We're about to change position here. So the leg stays in the same position, the foot changes to flex, and then you push back this time. As you push back, really squeeze right into the hamstrings and glutes. Okay, so it's a small movement. It doesn't look like it looks, incredibly difficult, but you're gonna feel a lot happening. So just pushing back, breathing deep, 10 more seconds. Just keep going, keep as upright as you possibly can. All right, and then relax. Bring the leg round, and we're just gonna swivel around so we can do that on the other side. So the front leg is at 90, the back leg is 3/4 length. You've got your hand on the mat. You can take it further to the side if you need to, or you can have your hands on your lap. You're gonna lift that leg up, and then we're just up and down, just an inch. Keep it small, so you should be feeling that right into the outer waistline. So up and down, breathe nice and deep. Keep it going, we are halfway already. So just maybe sit a little bit taller here. So just try and lengthen up the spine, and then you feel even more going on into the outer waistline there. So we're just up and down. All right, now flex the foot, so now push it back. So it's a little push back. It's a little awkward, but it's right into a lot of our problem areas. All right, so seat, thighs, breathe, pushing back. Keep it going, lifting and toning. A little bit of balance, a little bit of waistline, a lot of seat muscle. Keep it going, keep working, just keep breathing. Belly button to spine. You've got 5 little kickbacks, and then We are done. Let the leg come down. Well, we are almost done. We're coming down to the mat. So we can do a one-leg pelvic tuck. So you're going to have the right foot on the floor. The left foot is coming in front of the right knee. You're then going to bring that right foot in and up onto your tiptoes. Hands can stay on the mat or hands can cross over your shoulders. Belly button to spine, curl up and then up an inch, down an inch. All right, curl and squeeze. If your balance isn't great, keep the hands on the floor right now. If one leg is too much, keep both feet down on the floor. So you've got a few options. But if your balance is good and you want to keep working and pushing yourself a little harder, close your eyes, hands over shoulders, squeeze into the glutes, squeeze into the hamstrings. So we're still working some muscle there, although we're still getting this gorgeous stretch into the lower spine. Belly button to spine at the same time. And then just take a deep breath. Hold it at center. We're just going to switch sides. So bring left foot down, right foot lifts, take the knee as wide to the side as you can because it's going to throw the balance. And then we're up and down again. So make sure you've got that curl through the pelvis, belly button to spine, hands on shoulders if you can, and just squeeze. Tightening, toning, lifting every time. Right, so just keeping the knee wide. As high on your tiptoes as you can, but if that's too much, foot goes flat, that's fine too. Okay, so just keep squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hamstrings, pulling the waist in and stretching out the lower spine. And we've just got another 10 seconds. So just keep it going, squeeze it, breathe deep, enjoy it. Last 5. All right, there you go. So take both feet down. And just slowly, slowly curl your back all the way down onto the mat. And then once you are there, take a deep breath. And then I think just hug the knees in. Come back up to sitting. Lengthen the legs. Lengthen up the spine. Bring yourself down towards your legs as close as you can. And just hold it there. And just relax. Breathe deeply. And there you go. Seat muscle, well worked out.